What's up, everybody? Let me fix my little necklace. That runs me kind of crazy. How y'all doing today? I'm back. I'm back. Had a little scare, but God is amazing. Had a big scare. God is truly amazing. So, how is everybody? Welcome back. I'm gonna let wait till people get back on. Cause what's today? Wednesday? Today Wednesday. It's no alcohol. I'm just trying to be fancy. Oh, it's Pellegrino. What is it? Pellegrino, San Pellegrino. Yeah. So, hey, Mr. Caden. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk About and Now Possibly Live in Africa. My name is Gloria, and 50 Shades of Glow, Glam Lux Travels, Africa Awaits, all that good stuff. And um, this is not travel, but it is Africa. Oops, sorry about that. Um, uh, Anastasia handbags. That's how it started off. Anastasia handbags. When I was in Kenya, I was walking down the street coming from the gym, and I saw all these colorful things hang out. I was like, "What is that?" And I walked across the street, and there was this older lady with all these colorful bags that she was hand making. Amazing. And I put one on. I bought one, and I put it on Facebook. Hey, Kim. I put one on Facebook, and everyone was like, "I want one. I want it. I want it. I want it." To the point where it was so crazy, people were calling me. I bought 80 bags back. So it started with Anastasia Africa. And if y'all want to check out those bags, you can go to anastasiaafrica.com. I am having a trunk show Black Friday and Black Saturday in Atlanta at Atlantic Station at Vivo. Vivo is made in Africa. It is an African owned from Kenya, and every item in the store is made from Kenya. So just to put that out there, November 29th and November 30th, Black Friday and Black Saturday, Anastasia Africa will do its inaugural walk trunk show. But we are focused on uh, travel, possibly living in the continent, but definitely traveling to the continent, discovering the beauty and dispelling the myths of the continent. And I want to thank everyone that sent their prayers. I appreciate you. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a major accident, and all of my kids and grandkids was in the car. The only people that weren't in the car was me and my daughter. So it could have been a whole different conversation, but God is a graceful God, man. So I thank Him for it. Everyone walked away, uh, and it was a tractor trailer and a Mack truck involved. That's what squished them. And each one of them, all five of them, walked away. So that's what I was dealing with on Monday and had to reel with yesterday. But God is good. It's not a different story. Thank God. And we're going to move forward. And that is just to, give, a cautionary tale. You don't know what's going to happen when you wake up in the morning and end your day. So live your life, love your family, and keep it moving. Keep it moving. But I want to thank y'all for coming on. For those that are new, that's going to see the replay. I am a certified, IATA certified, licensed, well, certified really. You really don't get your license. Certified travel consultant. And the reason why I got into travel consulting and being an agent is because I work for a big corporate America company for their top clients, their platinum and centurion clients, booking their travel. And I noticed that they had Africa um, on their travel site, but it was only two countries that they were offering travel to. And I thought that was interesting for how big this company was. So I reached out to them a couple of times and said, hey, I travel Africa. I would love to be a travel destination specialist. So when, you know, uh, the clients call in, they like people to be well rounded and know about travel. So I'm like, travel to the continent, safaris, all of that. I would love to travel to all 54 countries. And they ignore me. And then maybe a year went by and they sent out another like questionnaire. And I said, hey, I see that there's a lack and that Africa is really not being represented. And they finally responded to me after ignoring me and said, well, that's so nice you want to do that. But our metrics say that nobody travels to Africa. So I said, oh, okay. That's what we doing. Okay, corporate America. That's what we doing. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's why they make Africa very small on there. Never, and I never realized this until it's a little boy on social media that talks about how they intentionally make Africa out of all the continents like so small when Africa is massive. Like one country, as I said before, Kenya, Texas can fit in Kenya like 2.5 times, just Kenya. Okay. So, and there's 53 other countries, but on the map, on the globe, they make Africa very small. I mean, they be doing it to us. Like, we can't win for losing. So, anywho, so that's how, to give a little background. So, we are talking about Nigeria tonight. Nigeria. So we're talking about Nigeria tonight. I thought I would have had a special guest, but I guess they had other plans. So I did my research because the show will go on, y'all. And so Nigeria, I hope everyone's well. Does anyone have any questions from Niger? I gotta remember, I promised part of the Glow tribe that I will go over the last country we talked about. And so anybody have any questions about Niger? So Nigeria, pretty much everyone knows Nigeria, right? So Nigeria is hot now because a lot of it used to be like Jamaica and stuff with the music. Now all of the music, the bumping icons are now coming out of Nigeria. Like of course Burna Boy with his sexy self. Oh my God, that's my future ex-husband. I swear that's my future ex-husband. But Burna Boy and what's that other one? That other guy, his name starts with a D. I forgot his name. And a lot of people are out of Nigeria that is really turned up the Afro beats, um, uh, genre. Really, really cool. They took it away from the Jamaicans and the West Indians. When I was coming up, we was in the Jamaican clubs. Now folks are doing the African thing. So it's really cool. But a little back history about Nigeria. I got to move this because I'm like, y'all are seeing more of the picture than me on Facebook. Hey, YouTube. YouTube, are y'all letting me stream yet? Because when I get off, there's nobody. So I don't know if YouTube has me restricted of streaming. They let me stream when I first started, and then all of a sudden they made me stop. I heard YouTube a mess. I heard YouTube is a mess. So anyway, but I love my Facebook. They don't be giving me drama. But yes, so Nigeria has history all the way back to like 1500 BC, and it was a knot culture. NOK. That was like the original culture from like 1500 BC. Um, they're known as far as 1300 BC. It's 1300 BC is older. Yeah, 1300 because it's 1300 years before Christ. So they have history from 1300 BC, but as I guess not early, but as late as 1500 BC, when they started, establishing civilization, it was the Nok culture or the Nok tribe. Um, Going into the 15th century, um, but as early as the 11th century, of course, they were colonized, but they weren't colonized by the French. Oh my gosh, the French had a break, but they were colonized by the British. And that the British um, has still a lot of influence in Nigeria, but they gained their independence in um, in 1960, and they were pretty cool, but they still had like a dictatorship. They had a dictatorship from 1966 to 1970. A lot of military rule, dictatorship, whole lot of drama, and then it was kind of chill. And then from 70, 83, so they kind of chilled from like 79 to like 82, 83. And then it went back under another dictatorship leadership. But and that rolled all the way to 99. That's how like 99 was just around the corner. I remember when I got married, it was 99. That was 20. Carrington is 24. That was 25 years ago. So, they were under some dictatorship as late as 1999. But 1999, they did get a new leader, and his name is Oleson. Oh, I be tearing up. I be tearing up these names. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. I be tearing up these names because I could barely speak English. So to get something else, this is a challenge. So it's Olusegun. 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 And I'm saying, I know I'm not saying in Nigerian talk. Abisanjo. And he is the present leader there, and he has kept it pretty chill, stable. So Nigeria has like is one of they got some money. Um, Nigeria has a lot of things that's pretty cool, and I think Nigeria is a very special place. Um, of course, they have resources. They have a whole lot of money. They have oil. A lot of resources. It's basically like the Atlanta. You know how you have the Black Mecca, because those Nigerians be turning up. Okay, they turn up. They stunt. They flash. They got money. Um, they no joke. Okay, so yeah, in Nigeria, it's a whole lot of interesting. things. It's a mix. It's a mixed bowl. In Nigeria, hi Nazinga, welcome. It's a mixed bowl for me from what I see from Nigeria, especially, Nigerians that's come to the States and just seeing Nigeria at a distance. It's a mixed bowl. It reminds me, it has an Atlanta vibe because everybody likes to floss, okay? Because people got money there, like money, okay? Um, but it's more of a tossed salad like New York, because you may have, the very rich Nigerians, the very well, like Nigerians, I think are, and no shade to the other Africans, okay, but Nigerians, they have a specialty with their IQ. I don't know where it comes from. I would love to dig deeper into that. And in my research, um, and we're at the end, so we're like 30 something, almost 40, probably 40 countries in. Um, this was the only country when folks really um, uh, highlighted the intelligence of Nigerians and their IQ potential. They some smart people, like highly intelligent. And that's like for the good and the bad, because let's call it as it is. They be having reputations that's not good. They so darn smart that they use it for good and they use it for bad. But um, the of course it gets blown way out of proportion. So in my research for the negative people, it's only about 5% of the negative of what we see in the media. But again, that's how the media rolls. So, because when you hear Nigeria, like, oh God, scammers, scammers, you think the whole country scammers, but they're actually not. They're friendly people, family oriented people. Um, yeah, family oriented people, and just hard working whatsoever, and just about the business, but by a couple of bad apples, they have they got that reputation. um Let me see. The capital is not Lagos. And I was kind of shocked on that. You would think that Lagos is like the big city. And I thought I'd be having these things written down, and then I don't see them when I go back to read it. Um, they had a civil war in 1967, and it ended in 70. And like I said, the dictatorships started right around that time, but they are chilling now. They're good now. Uh, their infrastructure is phenomenal. Like if you look at Nigeria, you would think you're in the States. Um, their highways, their bridges, their homes, their cars, you would think that you are in the United States, in a lot of parts of Nigeria. And as I was saying before, I think Nigeria to me is just a mixed bag, because you have the people with money, then you have the poor folk, and then you have the working class, then you have the middle class. So it is a strong mix, other than like in some other countries where you know you have money or you don't. That's what I've run into. You have money or you don't have money. So someone's working for you or you're working for somebody in a lot of these other countries. I think in Nigeria, since the IQ and intelligence rate is so high, I think that gives more of an opportunity, for um, for people to have more options, and it's not such a staggering, you have money or you don't, right? So, um, yeah, so It never sleeps. It's like a New York. Again, it never sleeps. It's a mixed bag. And everybody is on a grind about their business. Um, they also have some beautiful beaches that people really don't talk about. They have some nice beaches, and they have most of the beaches are free and public. No one really talks about that. They're very into culture, okay? And I guess with their education and their British education, they're British. They're very cultured, and there's a lot of art galleries, a lot of um, Nigerian artists that if you go, you can really um, take in a lot of that. It's a lot of culture there, a lot of culture. Um, and since even though they want to call Africa a third world country, I don't believe that anymore. The GDP in a lot of the different countries are going up. Um, but there are still a lot of opportunities because Nigeria does have their infrastructures in place, their process in place. They have a lot of young talent that's in IT, that's in finance, that's in all of that. So you rock with it, but it's still emerging. So with what you have here, it wouldn't be so much of a culture shock as far as your in business, because technology is technology, finance is finance. So you can kind of grow from what opportunities that they may fall short on, but they're growing and emerging very, like, extremely quickly. They are about their business. um Definitely. Um with their background and I guess the mix, they have over 250 ethnic groups. I know that we know, like, when we hear Nigeria, we are like, okay, are you Igbo or you, I forgot the other tribe, like it's two tribes, but it's over 250. My dog getting into something. Blanco, what are you doing? Did you take off your underwear? Hold on one second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. All right. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. I am so sorry. I apologize, y'all. My dog would not be spraying on my furniture. So I had to put him away. I didn't know where Miles was. But anyway, um, yeah, so it's tons of opportunities. It's over 250 ethnic groups. And within those groups, they have over 500 languages. Isn't that crazy? 500 languages in Nigeria. But, as we think, oh, you're from the Igbo tribe or I forgot the other tribe name. Um, you only think it's like two. So it's very interesting um, to find all about all of this really, really cool information. Um, Let me see. Different places to go. Now, I usually say how many handbags, African Libo handbags I give Nigeria. I would say I give Nigeria like four, because it's the tourism. I don't hear too much tourism. Like, again, it reminds me very much of New York. Like, New York gets tourism, but it's not a tourism place like Florida whatsoever. And New York has beaches, and but New York has the city, but New York isn't really. It's known for tourism in certain ways. Um, but I give it four handbags because you could travel there. Okay, the um, the infrastructure, it is progressive. Um, the social and the political climate is good. It's no drama. It's no civil war. It's no fighting. It's none of that. I don't hear really any corruption, like blatant, outright corruption, like what we were hearing with these other countries that, definitely keep all the money in for the 1%, and like literally the 99% is only in the country to work for the 1%. Um, uh, Nigeria isn't like that. So I give it four handbags, and I give it four handbags also, because with all of that, you can also live there. It's not just a place you go and vacation. You can actually live there. Now, as far as living there, it's not all that cheap. Not all that cheap. It's about the same the same prices as the United States. A one bedroom could be like $1,100 a month. In the bigger city. Now, as far as when you go out, it it will be less, but it's the same thing. But rent is, and then what I see, and I know a lot of other countries do this, African countries, but other countries do this. Um, they charge by the year. They don't charge by the month. They charge by the year. So, in like Legos and real nice whatever, it's like 1,700,000 naira, and that breaks down to like 11, $1,200 a month. So you got to come up with some money. Some of these places, like I said, they want to call it third world, but those folks got cash. We live off of in the United States. We live off of credit and less in layaway. That's how we live over here. We don't be coming cash. We be like, cash. You want us to pay for all of it at one time? It's no payment plan. But in those African countries, if you see people that have a car, they don't have a car note. If you see people that have a house, they don't, because it's very hard to get mortgages. Trust and believe. I was trying, didn't work, and I made six times the amount, more than, and they just no. But if you see a person with a house, they own the house. If you see a person with a car, they own the car. They already own their land. It's not like here where the government could take your property if you don't pay the property tax. They don't pay property tax. Um, so and uh, so it's a total different thing. So uh, I'm not understanding who actually is really, if we really think about it, the third world country. Who's really poor at the end of the day? Who, where's everyone's like net really at the end of the day? The scary part is they probably have a better net worth than we do because we function on credit. Yeah. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Yeah, we function on credit. They do not. So I don't like sitting because I'm sorry, y'all. The glare is making my eyes look so dark. So I'm just, and I don't, y'all know I don't wear makeup. So I should have put on some. But anyway, so um, so whose net worth? Who really has more money? If you really think, I think that the Africans do. They got more money. Now, the GDP from each country to each country, of course, is different. But as far as like net, they don't use credit cards over there. They don't have credit cards. Okay, they don't have credit cards. We lease a lifestyle. It's crazy. Um, uh, the bank owns our house. We don't own our house. The bank owns our car. We don't own our car. Like everything is lease, lease to own, kind of, sort of, not really. So, places to go. So we talked about the living aspect, right? So definitely a place if you are, if you want a change, expat, but it's just very. I give it 3.5 stars because since it is so close to, like, it's a lot of Western ways, you're really not getting the experience. It's like you never left the United States. So I think I'm gonna take off some points with that. But different places to go. So you have the baggery. So that's the Costa Lagos. Okay, that's what they called it. And a lot of people put a one in the chat, y'all. If anyone has done any of the ancestral um, programs, like, what is it, 3 and Me or something like that, and ancestry.com. Put a one in the chat if y'all have done that, and tell me what was your heritage. My niece got me that for Christmas last year, and it said that I had a lot of Nigerian in me. But I was like, I don't know, because I really don't connect like that. But that's what they were saying, that I had a lot of Nigerian. But she bought it for my sister. Also, my sister has something different. So I don't know if I want to even trust those things. But put a one in the chat, y'all. If anyone has done the ancestor, like, what is it? Ancestry.com or whatever. Put a one in the chat for me. And tell me what the results are. Tell me what the results are. All right. So, Nigeria and the coast. So, most of those coastal countries were slave ports. Nigeria, Nigeria and Ghana was big, big slave ports during uh, the transatlantic slave trade. Big, 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 big. And they still, hey, Miss Colette, they still, have uh places that you go see, the door no return and everything like that. And a lot of folks that have traveled said that they still feel, they when they go, they feel like some spirits, like they feel like real crazy when they go through there. But um uh it was Nigeria was very, very big, very, very big in the Atlantic slave trade. And also, what's interesting, right? So if y'all go to, and sometimes when you go to like Bahamas or whatever, and you have the conch shells, but when you go to Africa, and I remember I bought people a lot of those little shells, okay, those little shells that almost look like a conch shell, but they're small and go around real cute. So those, back in the day, like back in the 1500s or whatever, they use that as money. They use that as money. And the crazy thing is, okay, like, we thought, well, started from Africa here, 40 slaves was worth one umbrella. that's how they looked at black human beings, or they didn't really consider us. Why is my eyes looking so dark? It's the glare. I gotta like turn because I'm looking. My eyes are looking real black. Um, yes. So uh, they said that they would trade 40 slaves for umbrella. Crazy, crazy. Okay, crazy. We just been so done so dirty. So that was like back in the 15th century. And in Nigeria, they had the point of no return, just like Ghana. So it's a lot of, history on that coast there. Okay. Um, Lighter info. No, oh, I have a whole lot. They do, getting back to the infrastructure, um, with uh, Nigeria, or Lagos. Everybody knows Lagos. Okay, so we're gonna concentrate on like how Lagos gets down. They have very efficient transportation, but their traffic's off the hook. And I know when I was in Kenya, I don't think they had like traffic rules. I didn't see like a sign that said go, go this. Uh, you can't go faster than this. Everybody was just driving. Okay, just driving. So they have efficient transportation to get you around, but the traffic is horrible. Um, and as I said, Nigerians all about the hustle mindset, and their IQ is off the hook. They have been noted to be like one of the smartest, most intelligent Africans. And we've seen it, on the good and the bad side. Um, and the assumptions of the bad side, of course, have been exaggerated. You know, I just see over and over and over of our African people. The first thing is that we are welcoming, we're friendly, we're kind. And that is really what we are, even though we're here in the US. That is our core, because everyone that's on here knows if that wasn't our core, this United States would be in a different situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we come from, is a kind heart. And unfortunately, when we get over here and we get trained, that's when, the bad apples come. But that's what we're made out of. And I believe that's what we're made out of, or we would really, you know, it would be some problems over here, serious problems. Um, the capital is called Abuja. I thought I wrote it on the front. The big city is Lagos. The capital is Abuja. I never knew that. Okay. Um, the places to go, several places to go. It's mountains, like almost like it reminded me of Stone Mountain. If anybody's been to Atlanta, they have a mountain you climb, whatever, and you get it looks just like Stone Mountain, and it's called I'm tearing up these names, y'all. I told y'all I could barely speak English, so to go into all these languages, okay? And when I study it, have it at that moment. Child, by the time I get to y'all 5 minutes later, I can't. I don't remember. But I Dadre and Ore State has crazy heights. And as I was telling y'all before, that Nigeria is very rich in culture. So you will find tons of art galleries. And one of the art galleries that is really popular and well known is called the Nike Art Gallery. It's in Lagos. And it has, oh my God, and I'm an art freak, as you can see. I'm an art. And this is just pickup art, okay? I have some original pieces that I used to go crazy. But They have pieces, art pieces, like paintings, but then they have statues. Then they have um, uh, things that are made from just all different type of medias. Um, Gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous, of course. Indigenous Nigerian um, Nigerian artists. So they're big in the art gallery and the arts scene in in Nigeria. So you definitely have to go check that out. If when y'all go, y'all bring back some Nigerian art. Yes, and I've run across a couple of Nigerian artists at some festivals. So I got to take a second look because I didn't know that they were so big into the arts, big into the arts. They also have a national park, okay, and their national park was established really to protect the endangered species. There's several endangered species um, in Nigeria in that region, and just like I guess Nairobi, because all these places are protected, but in this particular part, they made it a point um, to establish it to protect the endangered species, not just to protect the animals, but to protect the endangered species. Then, with that, they also have a conservation center. It's called Leaky. Com, uh, com, about to say conversation. Conservation Center. And it's just it has built a reputation of being the icons of conservation. So if you are, excuse me, if you are, an eco lover, a tree hugger, all of that, you would just be in love with this conservation center. And it's not just plain; it has so many things to do. So it has a canopy, one of those long, the long little walk walkways that's with the rope that I don't know if I like to walk on it, but it has the longest canopy walk in Africa. I don't know if I would want to walk it because I've seen some canopy walks that's long, and if this is the longest one in Africa, I don't know. Y'all put a yay in the chat if y'all would walk that. Come on, y'all. Be interactive. Nobody putting anything. Everybody just looking at me. Ciao. Ciao. So anyway, and then also at the conservation center, they have waterfalls. They have so much greenery, and just a place where if you swim, it's almost like Dunn River Falls. If people have been to the yard to Jamaica, Dunn River Falls, it's just a beautiful place to be that you can spend the entire day. It's family friendly, all of that good stuff, and it is called Leaky, Lekki Conservation Center. Okay. um they have another national park. Thank you. They have another national park, and it's called Yankari, and it gets over 20,000 visitors a year, and you can actually stay on the property. So, and this is a really great family getaway place too. So, um, I wouldn't say like it's a mini like Masamara because it is a national park, and you can, the Masamara is a national park too. That's in Kenya and Tanzania. And of course, you could stay on the Masamara. Um, and this park in Nigeria, you can also stay, and it's known for and it's known for great family getaways. So put that in mind. If y'all want to do like a family reunion and take it to a whole nother level, Nigeria's got you. So there's another, of course, uh, in these countries they have villages, they have the markets and everything. So they have a market or a village called Knock Village, and it has ancient arts and crafts, and it's it's a museum more than, it's not like a whole bunch of mass produced stuff. And it's where the Kaduna Castle is. So all of this is just back in the day, ancient arts and crafts. And it's called Knock Village. And it's a castle, that they had back in the day. And also they have a mountain resort. So I mean, tons of things to do. So that's why I said I give it like, 3.5, 4 handbags. Let me see. Anybody have any questions? Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Did I give y'all too much of a break? We back on the grind. We back on the grind. You know me. People that know me know me. Okay. So um other stuff. So we talked about, the villages and things to do. They party, okay? African countries party, and of course, Nigeria gonna party. They gonna party, okay? So they have a carnival every year, and it's called the Pride of Nigeria, and it happens every December. So they're almost competing with Ghana, and Ghana's it used to be called Afrochella. I forgot what they named it, but it's almost in competition during the time, but that's during the month of December. It's called the Calabar Carnival. And yeah, that's coming up next month. And it's going to be turned up. So I definitely got to get there. One year, I got to get there. Maybe next year. I don't know. No, not next year, but I'm going to get there as soon as possible. When I get over to the continent, I'm going to hit every country. I'm going to hit every country. That's my goal. I'm going to hit every single country. So, with that, okay, the best time to go to Nigeria is between November and March. So, um, that carnival is during high season. So, it's probably going to be a little pricey. Um, but the great thing is, since Nigeria is again very progressive and pretty westernized, the airlines, they will have more than one airline going, so that will soften the price. So it's about $1,100 round trip from JFK, and it's not a bad trip. Like, it's only 9 hours. That is not bad. Okay, so y'all, if y'all want to go to the motherland, y'all can get there in 9 hours. That's like the one. That's the shortest. 9 hours. That is good. That's really, really good, because in some places, and I think it's because um, West Africa is closer to the U.S., because the other countries, I'd be so worn by the time I get to my last stop. I was perky at the beginning, but travel day will beat you down. So 9 hours is not bad. This is probably a direct flight. That is the shortest, and it starts at about $1,100 round trip. So that's not bad either. And as I, share with y'all, to get that long layover, if you're going to be traveling for a long time, Why sit in the airport for 2 hours? 2 hours is the same as 8 hours, okay? And get another country in. And, we here at Glamp Lux Travels can do that for you. So, yeah, to get another country in and chill out, you probably, more than likely, they probably have stopovers in Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire just seems so fire. So fire. What else? What else? What else? Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to tell you some interesting things. Immunizations and visa. Nigeria ain't like what? So you know how most of the countries, I would say, it's yellow fever. That's it. With Nigeria, they want a polo shot. I didn't even know they did polo shots still. So you need a valid passport, and it has to be at least 6 months old. So you can't get your passport and then run to Nigeria next month. Um, has to be at least 6 months old, and the requirement is a polo and a yellow fever shot. So that's real interesting. That's the first country, and we've hit a lot of countries, and this has been the first country that has asked for not just one but two: polio and yellow fever. Interesting, and especially how progressive and westernized Nigeria is. So that was interesting to see. Um, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Just a little do's and don'ts, because we do have to be cognizant of when we go to other countries that we gotta chill, because they don't be impressed with American behavior. Okay, as people have seen, Dubai put you in jail in a second. Get loud, and ask stupid if you want to. Okay, they will straight put you in jail. So do's and don'ts. Um, they have a lot of the country is Muslim. So, as far as interacting with like the opposite sex, or like a man does not really reach out to shake a woman's hand, if in the Muslim thing, but just respectable, but they have strict laws on same sex relationships. They don't play that. They don't play that over there. They don't play that at all. And there are um, no photos, no photographs of military, police, government offices, and other African countries do that too. They will confiscate your stuff and possibly arrest you and fine you if they are seeing you take pictures of police, of of the uh, political buildings downtown. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. So that's about it. That's about it. I want to thank y'all. Anybody have any questions? That was Nigeria. And as I said, I give it like 3.5, 4 handbags, because uh, it does have great beaches. Um, they party. They have a good time. The food, oh my God, I can't even believe I was going to end this and not talk about Nigeria's food. And they got the best food. So Nigeria has edge. They got smart people, one of the smartest people, and they got the best food. Put put what did I say? Put something in the chat, just anything in the chat. If y'all have had Nigerian food, oh my God. Oh my goodness. That food, Nigeria has the best food in West Africa. And I told y'all that West African food is the best food because it has the flavor, everything. Like it be hot though. So you gotta, work through it like a labor pain, okay? But That food, jollof rice, tripe, um, fufu, what? Cassava leaf, what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Their food is so darn good. So the food, the partying, and they have beaches. And you could possibly live there, but it's not cheap. So I give it like 3.5, 4 handbags. So if no one has any questions, I want to thank y'all for coming on. I want y'all to visit. I'm going to put with y'all little gift and follow up. Um, Links to Glampluxe Travel, my travel, my Africa only travel guide is ready to purchase. Digital download of it, and then also going home relocation guide, leaving the U.S. to go to Africa is also available for purchase. And go to the website because I just got in um, a trip. Uh, it's Kenya, Masamara, and Lake Nakuru. It's in April. It's a nine day. So I was able to get my specials in, and it's a 9 day um, Masamara, and it's starting around $3,900. That is a deal for a 9 day trip in the Masamara, and you stay at four-star to five-star accommodations. You're in the Masamara. You get fed, breakfast. I think it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I just got that in from one of my partners um, in Kenya. So that is listed. If y'all wanted to shoot me an email to set up a consultation to talk about any travel to the continent that you want to do, but people ask a lot, and I get a lot of questions. I get a lot. Sorry. I get a lot of people thinking when I'm doing a live that I'm doing like a sales thing, and it's not. This is just to give info. But I did get um, the information from my people, so I told them I'm going to put it up on my website. So if y'all want to do the whole Masamara safari, plus you're going to go to um, Lake Nakuru and then a conservatory. So it's going to be very fun filled. So check it out. Check out Glampluxe Travels. A lot of information there. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we're supposed to do Namibia. So I'm waiting for the confirmation from the young lady that is representing Namibia. But I want to thank y'all again for coming on and spending time with me and taking an hour out of your precious evening. But we are learning about this Africa thing. So I want to thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening and see y'all tomorrow. And thank you so much for y'all prayers for my family. They are doing great. I thank y'all so much. God is great. Bye.